Hi and welcome to Baking Butterly Love. My name's Katie and in this video I'm going to show you how to do a quick and easy buttercream splatter cake. So this is a really fun decorating technique, and the great thing about doing these splatters is that you can do them with any kind of buttercream or any flavor. With some other techniques, you can't do flavors or different kinds of buttercream because you need a really stiff consistency, and adding flavors or adding like caramel or chocolate or something like that can sometimes mess with the consistency and make it too loose. But with the splatters, you can do any type or any flavor that you like. So I'm using Italian meringue buttercream for my cake here, and it's actually raspberry flavored. I'm just getting my cake put together, stacked, crumb coated, and frosted with a nice smooth layer of frosting. If you need some pointers on how to stack and frost a layer cake, I do have a video for that, so I'll leave a link for you if you're interested. And because the design is going to be kind of abstract and messy, I'm going to spend some time making sure the sides of my cake are really nice and smooth. I want it to look really nice and neat underneath all that splatter. Alright, so I have the sides all nice and neat, and some nice sharp edges I think are pretty important here too. I normally don't worry about getting those corners perfect, but it is really satisfying when they're sharp. I was thinking about doing a video on getting sharp buttercream edges, so if that's something that interests you, let me know in the comments and I can make a video on that for you guys. Alright, so once the cake is all frosted, you'll want to let it chill in the fridge or freezer until the frosting is firm. It's definitely better if the frosting is chilled before moving on to the splattering step. For the splatter, I have 3 different shades of pink and red buttercream. I used a mix of red and pink food coloring in each one, just different ratios for each different color. Now the colors are going to get a bit darker because the next thing I'm going to do is actually melt the buttercream, and applying heat always makes gel colors a little bit more intense. You can melt it in the microwave or over the stove. Just make sure that you keep stirring it because it's going to melt really quickly. It doesn't take much heat to get the buttercream to melt. And again, this is Italian meringue buttercream, but you could really use any kind of buttercream for this. The consistency that you're looking for is basically completely melted. You just don't want to heat it so much that the buttercream splits apart. And then to actually apply my splatter, I have a bunch of different brushes here. So I have some just regular paint brushes that I keep these for cake decorating, plus a regular pastry brush and also a silicone one. You can use whatever you have, but you do kind of want to get a brush that has a little bit of stiffness to it, because that's going to make it easier to fling the buttercream and get that splatter effect. So to apply the splatter, just dip your brush into the melted buttercream, then gently drag across the bristles while aiming the brush towards your cake. You can see I started off with my finger, but I realized that it was actually easier to use the side of a bowl and a lot less messy, a lot less buttercream on my fingers. So you can sort of control the splatter based on what size brush you use and how much buttercream that you pick up. So a larger brush or more buttercream are going to make those like really big splatters and blobs. But if you use a smaller brush, or if you get like a lot less buttercream on it, it's just going to sort of spray into lots of tiny little dots. So you can play around with that. And all you have to do is just continue to layer the colors until you're happy with how it looks. Oh, and I didn't take a picture of this, but it's a really, really good idea to either put something behind your cake or maybe do this on like a really big table, because the splatter is going to go everywhere, like really everywhere. So yeah, expect to be cleaning up splattered frosting from anything that's remotely close to your cake. And then totally optional, but I decided to finish it off with some random sprinkles. I thought they just added a little nice textural contrast. If you're using tiny little sprinkles like these, you can just press your finger into them and then press your finger against the cake, and then they'll transfer right onto the buttercream. And that's it! A super easy and definitely a super fun way to decorate a cake. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel for more cake decorating tips and tutorials.